Welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. My name's Mark on this brisk November day. Now, last year at this time we had quite a bit of snow. We've been a little spoiled this year. It's actually looking like it's going to be beginning of December before we start to get some serious snowfall. So that's good. The animals are in the building, kind of hibernating for the winter, I guess you could say. I'd like to give a shout out to David and Daphne in Virginia, huge supporters of our channel. Thank you for your support. We're going to go around and check in on the animals, see how the boys are doing, our stud goats in with the girls. They've calmed down substantially within the last week and a half. So everything seems to be going well. Here is our duck area. Chicken, duck, rooster, goose. Tara's just watering the waterfowl. So these are the containers that we had, or I had spoke of before. Keeping separate containers, just smaller containers around so that they can get in, and everybody gets a drink of water, right?
They share.
Yeah. Sometimes the geese can be a little pushy.
This is the new rooster, Louie.
Oh, Louie.
Lysander.
Don't
call him Louie.
So he came in last week, right? Louie. He seems to be fitting in. He's just trying to figure things out, but he's he seems to be doing all right. We do have these wild birds that fly around too. They like to hang out in here for the winter and get some feed. And what are you doing up there?
After so many years, I don't think they're wild anymore.
No. So we've got roosters in with the rabbits as well. Looks like the rabbits are digging. Now we do have, we started out by putting wire mesh underneath the rabbit cage. That had kind of rusted out over time. So we're just going to have to check out and see where they're going.
What the heck?
Yeah, there's a hole in there. They're escaping.
I mean, it's fun.
Yeah.
We have no males on yard, do we?
No, not out wild.
No.
No. So if one gets out, it's not too much of a problem.
They can have fun.
But what we've done over on this side, you can't really see it because we've got some hay down. But underneath that is blocks. So just concrete paving blocks. So we should actually do something.
There is on this one, but not back there.
Not in that corner, yeah. Okay, so what Tara's doing here is putting down what's called healthy straw, or I think they changed manufacturers now. No, it still says healthy straw.
It's healthy straw. They've just delivered different types now.
Okay.
Farm straw, horse straw.
And this just keeps everything, not so mushy and poopy, I guess you could say. Now we have put these guys in. The door is closed here. We are getting lows down below -10 Celsius, and it's mainly the Muscovy ducks that are more of a concern. So we bring them in, and it's actually quite a bit warmer in this building with the door closed, with the poly up. The sun's not out today, but when it is, it actually gets pretty nice and toasty in here. Now, we don't use heated water bowls just because they are a fire hazard, or can be a fire hazard. There's been quite a few stories and incidences just in our local area where a heat lamp or a heated bowl has created a fire and burnt down chicken coop or even a barn. So we used to use heated water bowls years ago. Now for in here, we just use we just bring out water twice a day, put it in those smaller containers, they drink it down, and then on some nice days we'll actually open up the door and they'll go out and they'll eat some snow. But it's the Muscovy ducks that we want to make sure kind of stay in. Sometimes we do put them inside as well. Now for the outside animals, they have their water dishes here. So there's one here for the ponies and there's one out back for the other animals. Hi, Levi. Hi, how you doing, buddy? So they've been enjoying it up here. it's a little bit of change in scenery. And I think they kind of like each other's company, don't you, bud? So they've got some hay there. They've got two buildings. They've got this building here. But for some reason, our old chicken coop, one of the first buildings we built here on the farm, we moved out here a couple years ago, they seem to like that little building. So I guess it's just more cozy. What is Carl doing? Carl and Blackie are up to something. Not quite sure. Let's go check in on them. What are you doing, Carl? Blackie's just watching eagerly. Oh, that's where some pumpkins are. Oh. I guess Tara had thrown some pumpkins in there. Blackie, don't you want any? So we did a video a few weeks back. Oh, sassy. We did a video a few weeks back on the benefits of pumpkins and seeds. Here, Blackie, here, look. Let's take out here. Oh, poor girl. There you go. Oh yeah, good stuff. Lots of vitamins in it. Here, we should probably put it on the ground. Here, put it down here. And then it won't slide around so much. All right, good stuff. Hey, Carl. Oh, Billy, how you doing, bud? So there's not so much chasing around. Of course, when the boys first got in with the girls, there was a lot of competition. And Billy here is alpha, taking over Carl's position. So Carl will now just kind of get out of the way. And no violence, that's good. So they've all kind of found their place. The boys are quite stinky. But that's their aroma, their cologne, so to speak. I guess the girls find it nice, but you got to watch when you're handling them because your clothes can kind of smell a little musty. Oh, Petey going to bed? Hi, bud. Looks like it's time for his nap. So yeah, everybody's been kind of hanging out in here. When winter comes, they don't hang out outside all that much. They like to hang out in the shelter here. This is an unheated building. As it does get quite cold, but with the poly on here, it helps out during the sunny times where you can actually get fairly warm in here. They can handle it down to as cold as we have it here in Manitoba, -40 and below. But as long as they have an area that they can get off of the snow and get out of the wind, they're quite happy. Their coats fill in nicely. Now that brings me to a question that I just recently saw concerning our sheep. So somebody was watching the video on processing and shearing our sheep. So we do that usually in the winter time. And somebody had mentioned, well, why don't you wash the sheep before you shear them? Well, there's a few different reasons for that. Now, sheep have what's called lanolin. It's an oil. Now, they do have, just this this food that's on them, but they have a lanolin, an oil. Now, to get rid of that and to take it to clean the wool, what we have to do is after shearing, we put it in a hot bath of some soapy water to release that lanolin. Shear them first, and then you can pull that lanolin out with boiling water. Now, another thing is to, washing a dog is one thing, and sometimes it can be a challenge, but handling a sheep and trying to wash a sheep, I don't think would work out. I'm not thinking they're going to stand in one spot for all that long of a time. Still making some of those funny noises, aren't you, Billy? Hey. So these guys will probably stay in here for, well, we're thinking a month or so. It's hard to say. We may even just leave them in here throughout the winter. Depending on how things go. We've got the ponies up front. They're kind of liking it up there. When we did put Carl up in the last video, he was he wasn't too well liked by Levi. He was like, no, you got your back area. We're up here now, buddy. Hey, Carl. So you can clearly see how Carl did break his horn again. So his horns used to be very long, and they were cut down to about 2/3 of their original, and then again it cut down further. So they're like toenails. It bled a little bit, but like toenails, they do have a quick that runs in that center cavity. So which would be the same as this. So he's pretty much down to the quick there. And what he ended up doing is, yeah, don't touch, you're stinky. Billy, I believe, was on this side, and Carl was on this side, and he whacked this 2x4 to get at Billy, and of course he broke off his horn. Piper, what are you doing?
I want a pumpkin, Mom.
Says I want some. Alpacas are doing great. Shanzi, and Paula, and Marley.
Here.
Oh, somebody's got a treat. Oh, there you go. Take your treat. Oh, yeah. Pumpkin.
You already eat it all out here?
What's that?
Pumpkin.
Oh, you threw some out?
Yeah, a whole bucket already.
Well, Carl was out in the tire chewing away.
I threw out one that was soft out there.
Yeah, well, they quite enjoyed it.
Well, no, because you didn't get the runs.
Get the runs. Well, you get the runs if you eat too much of anything, really. So yeah, everybody's doing well out here. Just kind of getting ready for winter.
It feels good out here.
Hey, Coco. Hi, girl.
Hi,
Did you
girl.
get your pumpkins too?
And look at her hair.
Who's that?
That coconut oil is phenomenal.
Oh, you put some on Blackie?
Blackie, too.
Yeah. Well, Blackie has, it's the same as Lucy
Fine hair.
for her last few years. She was getting really dry skin, so we've been using coconut oil. And it seems to really, really help out. Is that good, Petey?
Do you want another one? Only piggies allow lies.
Well, not too much. Oh.
Petey. What? Now you're done.
Well, they need
Don't touch
to
Billy.
bulk up a little
Look at
bit
his
for their
hair.
hibernation. Yeah, it's up.
His hair is phenomenal too. He's got like, you know what he reminds me of? You remember the Little Rascals?
Mm.
Who's that little rascal with this got that hair part?
I can't think of the name.
Yeah.
Are you a little rascal, Belly?
That's who he reminds me of, that hair part. So I think as of now, all the girls are bred.
You think so?
Yeah.
Well, they were making some
Yeah.
making
because
some
there's
progress
more.
for sure. But everything's calmed down.
Yeah.
Usually what will happen is the boys will get excited when the girls go into heat. So
If they're not in heat.
Yeah. Although he's still making those funny noises. He's just
Yeah,
trying to tell the girls his stories.
No more tail wagging. Usually it takes 2 weeks.
Yeah. Oh, you're silly, Billy. Silly Billy. All right, so inside, little lady, Sheldon. Now, some of you had asked about Sheldon. He seems to be going crazy and needs a break from the little lady, who was whining quite a bit. She only did that when we were in the building, because of course she wanted something. She's actually pretty calm now.
Because she's well fed.
Yeah. Oh, well, she wants to eat my shoe?
She's doubled in size, eh?
Well, and you don't notice. Like she is a little plump piggy now.
Yeah.
So she's doing well. But Sheldon is Sheldon. He, if you haven't seen his story, you can check that out on Sheldon's story, a previous video that I did. And it basically goes over his birth right to kind of where he is now. He was born with what we feel is a neurological disorder. You know, you could look at it as a type of autism, but of course, how do you figure that out in a goat? You can't just send him to the doctor and figure out if he's got autism.
We tried. they 0% chance.
Well,
won't do
yes,
it. They won't do
when-
anything.
When he was first born, we were concerned with him. The vet gave him a 0% chance of survival, and we stuck with it. We saw some potential in him, and he is a special boy, but he can be seen quite often, even just when he's alone in a pen, going around and around and around in circles. Hey, bud.
He gets excited too.
Yes. Just checking out the new area, the new space.
Of course, Mom's been in here all day, so nothing's new and exciting now.
So we've got lots of pumpkins, as you can see up here. Tara came out a little bit earlier today, and she wired up some lights. So we did these 2 lights, a week ago,
Yeah.
2 weeks ago? And we had another light that is in here. This is an LED light shining down on the chicken area, because you want to make sure that the chickens, although there's a lot of guineas in there right now, that they have enough light so that they will continue to lay eggs throughout the winter. Now she also added another light over there. And all these lights are wired up over into a smart switch here, which we can control with our Google Home. Now we've got it set up on a schedule to come on at a certain time and off at a certain time, and we don't have to ask Google to turn on and off the inside barn lights. Where you going, little lady?
Oh, you're chunky this morning. Are you chunky this morning?
Oh, yeah.
I know. Oh. Now you're ready for snuggle because you're full.
Yeah. Nothing like a pig snuggle.
Oh, you can just feel her just
yeah.
go like, sleep, little pig. Sleep.
Hey, what do you think? Yes.
Oh, you silly.
Yeah, and next spring you won't be able to pick her up. So she is still scheduled to go over to another farm.
Yes.
But we're just going to hang on to her until the other farm is
she's
ready to take her.
Oh.
So Tara's benefiting from the cuddles. Who's that?
You're not usually sitting still.
Scooby! What are you doing, Scooby? How you doing, buddy?
So it's cool with Scooby because every morning and every night when I come out, he'll come walking over. He wants you to pick him up and put him up for his food bowl.
Oh yeah, his food bowl's up here, right?
Yeah, because Sheldon can't eat the food.
Yeah.
So he'll come over and you do the one-hand football scoop.
Come here, buddy. Come here, Scooby.
And you put him up with his food.
Oh, here.
And then he's
There
like,
you
oh,
go.
Thanks. Okay. Yeah, okay, I'll have more. And when he's full, he jumps down.
Yeah.
Or done making a mess, right, Scooby? When you're done making a mess, right? And he can fly up. It's just, I don't know, he likes me picking him up every morning.
Yeah.
Come running over to the gate after the pig runs out. Scooby comes over, scoop him up.
Yeah, you don't want goats to have duck and chicken feed. Grains in general you want to kind of minimize. They can develop urinary tract stones.
As he
And
gets it
this
wet,
stuff,
it swells.
Yeah, so the whole problem with this, like the chicken feed, duck feed, is when you add water to it, it swells up. And goats rely on, because they have a ruminant stomach, they rely on burping that up. Now, if they eat too much, which they will, just gorge themselves on it, then it expands in their stomach and it just blocks their track and they can't burp it back up again. So that is the big reason, the main reason why you want to make sure that there isn't any of that
Hi,
stuff
Scooby.
for
Hi,
goats
Scooby.
or sheep.
Hi, Scooby. Hi, Scooby.
All right, so in here we've got Fernando in with the girls. Hey, bud, how you making out? Those beautiful feathers.
I know.
They came in late in the season, and you're looking so good. It's a shame that you have to be inside the building here, and we can't have visitors, and it's not sunny and warm out. Well, hopefully he can keep the feathers intact over the
All the
winter.
brown chickens right now are molting. All the eyes of browns,
Oh yeah.
they're all molting. They are going through canola seed like crazy.
Oh, are they? Yeah. So we've been putting in. These are the feeds that we have. This here is flaxseed.
This is supposed to be cracked corn, but the peas and lentils, I kind of put it in.
Oh,
They've
right.
eaten it all.
Yeah, and then canola seed. You've been. Is that it over there?
I've been mixing it in everywhere because they've just been. It's in the first two here. They've been.
Yeah,
I like it because you can
they're
tell
kind of
what
gone.
they're eating.
Oh, little lady's out.
You can tell what they're out.
Here, let's see. Let's just have a look at that. So this is the canola seed.
And it's just, I mean, it's really good when they're molting. It seems to be their go-to when they're molting. Piggy can't come in with.
Yeah, no, Piggy's not going in. She'll wreak havoc in there with the chickens.
Right? And you can tell they're molting because they've lost their color
Well, and their feathers.
and their feathers. And so they'll lose all those, and then the canola really helps with new feathers coming out. Of course, Fernando's are all done.
Yeah, Fernando got it done early, didn't you, buddy?
Yeah. It's nice that they do it in the winter. These guys tend to be a little later in the season, which is nice because they're inside.
And also, when the chickens are molting, you'll notice a drop in egg production because they're going to put all of that energy into regrowing feathers.
Here, hold that with your other hand. Somebody's pushing over that. It's Fernando, probably. Yes, because you're the only one big enough.
And these trees really are just leftovers from last year. We'll probably get rid of that.
When Christmas, when the new ones come.
Yeah, when the new ones come in. So it just adds a little bit of festivity, I guess you could say, to
They'll eat
the
pine tree needles too.
to the area. We do feed them to the goats and sheep and everybody outside because it is also a natural dewormer. You just have to make sure you don't feed them too much because it can cause miscarries in does, as studies have shown. All right, Scooby, you having your Scooby snack? Yeah? Okay, so we're going to put Piggy back, little lady. There she, oh. We've got these boards here because, not so much in this one, it's actually, we probably don't even need that board now. But on the gate down here, this is the main one. Because the goats and sheep have kind of rubbed up against it and have played around with it, it's kind of loose and they've got some holes in it. So we had put this in here. And mainly that was when we got the Angora sheep, I believe. That was a big reason as well. And when all the rabbits came in, we found that some of them were small enough to just squeak through the bottom corners there. So we just put that plywood in
It's nice
there.
to have both options.
Okay, guys.
And Sheldon likes to jump up, so.
Yeah.
Bye, Sheldon.
Well, and that's another reason. Goats
Sheldon.
jumping up. We started out by using chain link when we, almost 20 years ago. Next year will be 20 years. But you have to watch because when they do jump up, they can get their leg caught through here and then get stuck. So chain link wouldn't be a good thing. What are you doing in there, buddy? Oh, there's a
Yeah.
little lady's got her pumpkin.
She's gonna get chubbier than she is.
Yeah. All right, Sheldon. And that's what Sheldon does. Round and round he goes. All right, so turning the lights off. This gives you an idea as to the lighting. So this is in the morning, the lights will come on.
The morning before Sarah gets out of bed.
Yeah, and then they'll shut off, I believe, around 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
So it just gives them. Now these guys don't have nearly as much light because all of these pumpkins are up here.
Yeah,
but we're gonna have to move those. All right, guys.
Well, once Piggy goes, then Sheldon will go over to the other side. And then I'll clean this pan out and this one. That's because.
Yeah.
And then I won't have anybody in here.
Yeah, until spring when babies come.
Okay? Oh, there might be another.
And surprises, yeah. There's always surprises.
Always surprises.
Always surprises when it comes to animal rescuing. I almost forgot about Moira and Onyx. We were just leaving and I thought, oh, here. You got some pumpkin? Do you know what that is? Here, why don't I just put that down there? Here, Moira, you want that? Here. There you go. Not as exciting? Ah, well. Hey? Yes. How's my little lamb? Yeah, you're just chewing your cud? All right. Yep, so they're going to remain in here. If we do move the animals around, it'll likely be in spring, probably March. We may put these guys back outside when we bring the mamas in. We're kind of figuring out our configuration. This area here is quite large. So what we may end up doing, oh, the rabbit came in with me, is segregating these sections into smaller pens. We may try that this year and then have the mamas each in their individual pen. So 3 pens in here, and then segregate this into 2 and possibly the same as the other one. The thought is that we would use something like 2x6s as we have there on the wall. Actually, those are probably 2x10s or even 2x12s. And then take 2 boards that run up on each side here, and then they'll slide down and slat into it, and then we can remove them as needed. We probably only need the 3 or to that height, and then we can get in there, but the mamas can't. And then we can ensure that they have their personal space. Right, girls? All right, we'll see you later. And that is the morning anyway. We'll go out again in the evening, do water, make sure everybody's topped up in water, and give them some more feed and check on everything. And that's kind of just your update for this mid-November. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about this video, like always, leave them down below in the comments. If you're not a subscriber, I asked, click that subscribe button. Check us out. You can always unsubscribe later. And of course, click that like button if you liked this video. So from here at the 10 Acre Woods, have a wonderful week, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.